Have you ever met someone who felt different from everyone else? Someone whose presence was so magnetic that the moment they walked into the room, you felt something shift inside you? It could have been a teacher who inspired you to believe in yourself when you had given up, a stranger who smiled at you when you felt invisible, a friend who sat with you when the whole world abandoned you, or maybe someone you loved deeply who made you feel safe just by being near. These people are unforgettable. They draw us in, not with money or fame or beauty, but with something much more powerful. They carry a certain energy that makes us want to be better, stronger, more human, and yet somehow more than human. So what is their secret? Why do some people carry an energy that touches us so deeply, while others pass by unnoticed? It is not luck. It is not something they were born with. It is a way of living, a set of habits, choices, and truths that shape them into people who shine in a dark world. You too can become this kind of person, someone magnetic, someone who uplifts and inspires. It begins with love, the kind of love that does not vanish when things go wrong. Think about a child who has failed, who has broken rules, who feels ashamed to come home. He expects punishment, rejection, anger. Instead, his parent opens their arms, embraces him, and celebrates his return. That is unconditional love. It is love without limits. It says, I love you not because you are perfect, not because you never make mistakes, not because you make me look good. I love you simply because you are you, and that will never change. When someone gives you that kind of love, your heart softens, your walls come down, and you feel safe. That is why unconditional love is magnetic. Deep inside, every person longs to be loved exactly as they are, without conditions. But here is the truth. You cannot give this love to others if you do not first give it to yourself. Most people walk through life as their own worst critic, punishing themselves for mistakes, calling themselves names, and hiding their flaws. But you cannot pour from an empty cup. When you forgive yourself, when you learn to accept your own imperfections, you begin to love others in the same way. You stop demanding perfection. Instead, you begin to see beauty in brokenness. This kind of love changes lives. It changed the lives of those who met Mother Teresa. She didn't love people because they were powerful or perfect. She loved the sick, the forgotten, the dying. And that is why people followed her. Love like that is unforgettable. But love alone is not enough. True magnetism also comes from service. Think about someone who spends their life helping others without expecting anything back. Maybe it is a neighbor who always shows up to help, or a stranger who holds the door and smiles, or someone who gives food to the hungry when no one is watching. Service is powerful because it asks for nothing. It is not a business transaction. It is not a performance. It is a gift, and people are drawn to givers. Imagine a young man who spends every day carrying water for the elderly in his village. He asks for no payment, no recognition. Years later, when he falls sick, the entire village comes together to take care of him. Why? Because when you serve without selfishness, you plant seeds in the hearts of others. Those seeds grow into trust, respect, and love. That is why service is magnetic. The world is full of people asking, what's in it for me? But the one who asks, how can I help you, becomes unforgettable. And yet there is something even more powerful. It is authenticity. In a world full of masks, the one who dares to be real is the one who shines. Most people live their lives pretending. They pretend to be happy when they are sad. They pretend to agree when their heart says no. They hide their true selves out of fear of rejection. But the truth is, people are not drawn to perfection. They are drawn to honesty, to realness, to vulnerability. Think about artists, leaders, or even friends who are not afraid to show their flaws. Their strength is not in pretending to be perfect, but in being true. Authentic people are like open windows in a room full of locked doors. When they speak, you feel their honesty. When they act, you trust them. They inspire others to drop their masks too. That is why authenticity is magnetic. It is rare, it is freeing, and it makes others feel safe to be themselves. But authenticity is not about being reckless or harsh. It is about living in alignment with your truth. It is about saying, this is who I am. This is what I believe. This is what matters to me. And when you live this way, you stop chasing approval. Instead, approval begins to chase you. People respect those who stand firmly in truth, because deep inside, everyone is searching for the courage to do the same. Now imagine a person who has mastered inner peace. The world is full of chaos, fear, and noise. Most people are restless, always chasing something, always worrying about tomorrow. But then you meet someone who is calm, even in the storm. They breathe slowly. They smile softly. They radiate peace. How do you feel around them? Safe, grounded, at ease. Inner peace is magnetic because it is rare. We often tell ourselves, I will be at peace when I find the right job, the right partner, the right home. But when those things come, we still feel restless. Why? Because peace is not something found outside. It is built inside. It is choosing to let go of what you cannot control. It is learning to be grateful for even the smallest blessings. It is sitting in silence, breathing, and remembering that you are alive, and that is enough. When you cultivate peace within, you become a lighthouse in a stormy sea. People are drawn to you because your presence becomes a place of rest. And finally, the deepest magnetism comes from compassion. True compassion is not pity. It is not feeling sorry for someone from a distance. It is stepping into their shoes. It is feeling their pain as if it were your own. It is holding their hand when they are afraid. It is standing up for them when they cannot stand for themselves. Think about the nurse who works endless shifts in a hospital, exhausted, but still stops to comfort a dying patient. Think about the stranger who buys food for someone sleeping on the street. Think about the friend who listens to your tears without rushing to give advice, who simply sits with you so you are not alone. That is compassion, and that is unforgettable. Compassion is not weakness. It is courage. It is choosing to care in a world that tells you to harden your heart. It is refusing to look away when others are suffering. And here is the truth. Compassion not only transforms those who receive it, it transforms those who give it. The more compassion you show, the more human you become, and the more magnetic your soul grows. People are drawn to compassion like thirsty travelers are drawn to water, because it touches the deepest need we all share, the need to be seen, heard, and loved. So now you know, the people who seem superhuman are not made of something different than you. They are human, just like you. Their magnetism comes from choices, habits that you can practice every single day. Love without conditions. Serve without expecting anything back. Be authentic, fearless, and real. Guard your inner peace and share it with others. Show compassion to every being you meet. These are the habits that make people magnetic. And you do not have to start big. You can start right now, in small ways. Smile at a stranger. Forgive yourself for one mistake. Say, I love you, to someone who needs to hear it. Offer to help without being asked. Speak your truth with kindness. Spend 5 minutes in silence, breathing deeply. Show compassion, even in simple ways, like listening without judgment. These small acts build the energy of your soul until people cannot help but feel your presence. In time, you will see the change. People will begin to trust you more. They will come to you for comfort, for advice, for hope. They will feel drawn to you, not because you are perfect, but because you carry something rare, something divine. You will be the one who lights up rooms, who heals hearts, who inspires others to rise higher. That is what it means to be magnetic. That is what it means to be superhuman. And remember, the world does not need more people chasing money or fame. It needs more people like you. People who radiate love, service, authenticity, peace, and compassion. The question is, are you ready to become that person? If you are, then take this journey one step at a time. Practice these habits every day, even in small ways. And watch how not only your life, but also the lives of those around you begin to transform. If you enjoyed this message, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends and loved ones. Together, we can spread more love, more peace, and more compassion in this world.